I have to watch my nephews.
Yeah. Unfiltered Greg. All right. So moving on to our next topic at hand. Speaking of E3, we got some new footage, new stuff about Beyond Good and Evil 2, including a timeline, which I find very interesting. They actually laid out. This was during a live stream, but this is reported off of DualShockers.com, written by Gillespie Nelva. Titled Beyond Good and Evil 2 timeline revealed with beautiful images and lots of info. More coming at E3. During a live stream hosted by Ubisoft, the developers of Beyond Good and Evil 2 has shared more information and assets about the upcoming game. We learned that the development team at Ubisoft Montpellier, I'm gonna mispronounce that. Sorry. Currently,
if it's not in your wheelhouse, you probably should just let it go.
Currently counts about 120 developers. They're also starting to work together with Ubisoft.
Way ruder than I meant it to
be. With Ubisoft, Sofia, Barcelona, and Bardix, which provide additional manpower. We hear that the focus of the team is on E3 at the moment. While today they have shown some gameplay, a lot of surprises are being kept for June show in Los Angeles. More interesting, the team showcased a timeline for the setting, which include the team is using a build to build the story of the game. And I would read through all this, but I'm gonna let you guys read that. But basically, they went through a kind of timeline of exactly in terms like how they're setting up Beyond Good and Evil 2, where they'll have like the start of this particular massive starship attack that was in 2014. Up into Jade's birth. And the one thing
go ahead, sorry.
So the one thing that's interesting is, first off, we finally get some more footage out of Beyond Good and Evil 2, because we haven't seen that game in 2-3 years since the showcase at E3.
I want to say 2 years. I don't think it's been that long.
Okay. So yeah, and again, this is a game that has been in long development for I don't know, gosh, how long?
Well, I mean, it's probably only been in development for maybe 4 years total, because originally the sequel was going to be about Jade. That whole thing got canned, right, and then hadn't been touched again for so long, even though people were dying for it. I mean, they had that footage of Paige and Jade like stuck on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Not Paige. Is it Paige?
No,
fucking pig.
The pig guy. Yeah.
I thought his name was Paige, but it's spelled weird. Anyway, it's been a long time since I played Beyond Good and Evil. That the sequel was supposed to be a sequel about them. When it got brought back up to make a sequel for it, since people were dying for it, they said, well, we can't really bring back Jade and Paige because nobody really knows them. You have to make the game for an audience that maybe didn't play the first one. And that's what this is doing. I think it's really brilliant. That's what I think God of War did, which is really brilliant. You aren't going to have to know anything about the previous game, which is always funny to me that it's technically a sequel, even though it's a prequel.
Yeah.
When I was looking at this footage, and I was like, this game isn't even close to done, and it already looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's looking good. Like, it's definitely a game we haven't seen in a while, and this time around that we finally have a team that is able to focus and get stuff done and proceed with this game, because this obviously Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been one of the long wanted games for the longest time during the years of the game industry. I would put them under the mythical games that people want, under like Half-Life 3 and like other games of that ilk. There are people who are like, it falls under the Shenmue 3, yes,
like you said, the Half-Life 3, the what other games are there like that?
Well, the funny thing is, like, all those mythical games I quote are pretty much either had been vaporware or they actually have came out. Like Duke Nukem Forever, that finally came out.
Vaporware. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about games that, were like, I would consider Half-Life 3 vaporware, like in terms of like
Why?
because
What's the term vapor? I've never heard. I've heard of vaporwave.
So vaporware basically means that it basically means a game when it was announced or when it was in development, it first announced, like, on what day and what year and whatnot, and has not been talked about or shown in years, like in 5, 6 or so, or how long years, or not even spoken of. So most of these games are unfinished or are have not been talked about or been claimed or tagged as vaporware.
I've never heard that phrase before.
That is a phrase.
I just looked it up, and it says the actual definition is software or hardware that has been advertised but has not yet available to buy, either because it is only a concept or because it's still being written or developed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they learn something every day.
But yeah, so it's cool. I'm glad that they're finally putting it out there, which means with this video, obviously this means that we'll see a trailer at E3 showcasing some footage, whether it be a gameplay or a mix of both, maybe gameplay and a cinematic. I think we'll definitely see some at the Ubisoft press conference. I bet you that this is going to be the showstarter for Ubisoft's press conference. Beyond Good and Evil 2, first game to be shown.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Like, Ubisoft would be like, we have a bunch of shooters. We have something Tom Clancy based.
Oh God!
But here's our showstopper. But like, it's absolutely.
No, here's what's gonna happen, because it happens every year at Ubisoft. They open up to another Just Dance game, and they have people come out and dance in, and we'll have some weird like person in a fur outfit.
Sure. And then they'll have the rabbits come out and be annoying for like a second.
Yeah.
And Josh in our chat is in the same ballpark of we're in Salvador.
Yes, I would agree. Yes.
Vaporware. Yeah, the Final Fantasy VII remake is absolutely vaporware. Like that. Hey guys, if you learned a new phrase like I did, not phrase but terminology. Ubisoft has the exact same showcase, but there's one big thing that I'm hoping Ubisoft shows at their press conference. And now the Beyond Good and Evil 2 conversation has turned into what Ubisoft will show at their press conference. A fucking full on like beta playtest date, release date, more gameplay footage, story-based gameplay footage for Skull and Bones.
Oh yeah, that's a definite. I could definitely see that. Yeah, I could see more stuff for that. Aside from
seriously, like, I guarantee you, Anthony. Here's how their whole conference is going to go.
Right, lay it out for me. What is it?
Just Dance is going to come out. They're going to do a whole thing. Ha.
Yeah.
The host is going to come out, and the host will not be a celebrity because they've tested that and it doesn't work. So the host will be somebody that is a developer or works at Ubisoft, right? And that person just goes, here's a thing, here's the new thing. Then they're going to have some game that has to do with rabbits. Yeah. It might be a new Rayman game. It might be a new a sequel to Mario and Rabbids.
I think DLC, but yeah, I mean, sure.
Or DLC for that. Yeah, something involved with Rabbit.
Yeah.
Then they're going to announce the next Assassin's Creed game. We did have Origins, and that's, I think, a 2-year-old game now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but yeah.
So we're due for another announced Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be like, the new Assassin's Creed available spring of 2019. Like, that's when that's going to happen.
Right.
And then right after that, we're going to get a new Tom Clancy game. It might be DLC for Wildlands.
I hope it's Splinter Cell. I would love another Splinter Cell
That's
game.
What I was going to say. Like, I think they're going to go DLC for Wildlands, DLC for Siege. And now here's a trailer for an upcoming not Rainbow Six, but
Splinter Cell.
Upcoming they don't say it yet.
Oh,
they just go
I see.
Upcoming Tom Clancy based game.
Yeah.
And then like some espionage shit happens, and then all of a sudden you hear the noise that his fucking goggles make.
You're gonna
that, and then everyone's just gonna collectively come in the audience.
Yes. Yeah. You don't hire the voice actor of Sam Fisher to be in the DLC just for Wildlands. There's gotta be something more. There's gotta be something more.
And then they're gonna show some footage and some information on Skull and Bones. They have to. That game's been. They have to.
Definitely, I can see that. Sure.
And then they're gonna showcase. They're gonna end the showcase with some Beyond Good and Evil 2 footage. So that's how their showcase is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, we're done with this topic. We should probably move on.
Right. For sure. Also, thank you for the auto host, half empty. So shout out to you guys. Give me a second here as I'm tweeting this out.